Now, just to continue on a subject that some students have an interest in, is the black hat of the Karmapas. Now, I know we've dealt with this a little bit in the past with two videos, and talking about in general about Karma Kagyu hats. But I think what's important here is to look at the study topics for this, and there's not very many. The first is early black hats or black caps. They're in a cap style because they don't have the long lappets of a pandita hat. They don't have the very broad front of a Karmapa hat. They're more like caps. They're small cap style hats with no lappets and no rim. Also, in early paintings, they appear quite small. They're not large at all. So what we have is the early black caps of the first four Karmapas, and we have a number of good examples in art of early paintings. Then we have the later black caps, and the later black caps we can kind of date to say it's early 15th century, when the Yongle emperor gave a black hat, a black cap, to the fifth Karmapa. From that time onward, we have ornamentation on the hat. Prior to the later black caps and the fifth Karmapa, the black caps are fairly unadorned. The only thing we can say is somewhat consistent is a white diamond shape on the front of the cap above the brow, and that's somewhat consistent for all of the early paintings and some early sculpture as well. But so after the early 15th century, then we have the later black caps, where they have much more elaborate symbolism. So of the study topics, it's early hats, later hats, ornamentation, and then symbol elements and stylistic difference. Now, what are the symbol elements of the later black caps? Well, on the front of the cap is a Vishvavajra, a double Vajra. Above that is a crescent moon and a sun. Above that, on the peak of the hat, is a jewel ornament of some type, set in gold. And the color of the jewel can be green, red, blue. It varies with different paintings, different artists. Now, on the very front of the cap, we also have two vertical gold bars with some decoration and ornamentation design to it. Then on the sides of the cap, we have a design element of a cloud on each side of the hat, and the trail of the cloud is towards the front of the cap. This is not always consistent, and that's why the fourth study topic is the symbol elements and stylistic differences, because there can be a variety of differences that develop. So the next most important thing is to look at the chronology. Now, the earliest painting we have with a Vishvavajra, a double Vajra, is really most likely going to be with the fifth Karmapa, but the style is in a 14th century, late 14th century Tibetan painting style. So it's really hard to identify if this is truly the fifth Karmapa or possibly going with the painting style, or it might even be the fourth Karmapa. So it's hard to say. This painting is a bit of a mystery, painting 8093 on Har. Then we have no identified examples of paintings from the 15th century at this time. And in the 16th century, we see the development of the white cloud on the sides of the cap. And then we also have a painting set, which is clearly dated to the mid-16th century. And it has the fully developed black hat with all of the elements, the Vishvavajra, the moon and sun, the jewel on top, gold bars, and clouds at the side. And so this is really an anchor for the study of the black hat of Karmapa. and that can be found on the Black Hat page on the website. So we'll leave it there. You can subscribe. You can join Horror on Patreon. You can also make a donation to Himalayan Art Resources and help us continue the work that we do.